So in your speaking paper, first there is an introduction by examiner that is approximately for 1 minute. This part is not assessed. That means you don't get grades. This part is not assessed for marks. Then there is a short warm-up for 1 to 2 minutes. This part is also not assessed. Then there comes the first part of your speaking test, that is an interview. This will be assessed. So the initial introduction and warm-up, those two sections will not be assessed. The first assessed
Oh,
part of your speaking test is part 1, interview, 2 to 3 minutes. Then there is part 2, short talk, that lasts for 3 to 4 minutes. I will give you a speaking card, you will look at it, think about it for a minute, and then you will start speaking. Then there is part 3, that is discussion, 3 to 4 minutes. The topic will be same as in part 2. So these three parts, interview, short talk, and discussion, these three parts are assessed. The initial introduction and warm-up are not assessed. Are you ready for your speaking test?
okay.
Okay, I am here Mohammed Qasim, your English language examiner. Your candidate number is blah blah blah, and your name is Mohammed Mubashir. And today it's 13th of August. Welcome to the test. First, we will start with a short warm-up where I will ask you some questions to find out more about you. This part is not assessed. After the warm-up, there are three assessed parts to the test: an interview, a short talk, and a discussion. Okay, how often do you go to the cinema?
I go pretty often with my friends when we usually hang out, about once a week.
Okay, what is your favorite food?
There are quite a few of them, but mostly it's Asian food, which I really love.
Oh, what would you like to do when you finish school?
The first thing I like to do, other than getting uh, a basic job, I like to start freelancing, and then in some time start my own business.
Hmm, okay. Now, the first assessed part of the test is an interview. I'm going to ask you some questions about reading. Try to say as much as you can for each question.
Okay.
Before we start, do you have any questions?
No.
Do you enjoy reading? Why or why not?
To be honest, I don't really enjoy reading as much because you have to do a lot of reading. I prefer listening to audios instead of reading text. Because the main reason is that it takes a long time, and compared to listening to audios, if you listen to audios, you can get the same information in less time and more effectively. And while listening to audios, you can memorize or listen to, like, learn more things in a short amount of time instead of reading the text.
Okay, can you tell me about something you read recently and why you read it?
Uh, Recently, some time ago, I read the novel of Harry Potter, which is the first novel. The reason I read it is because I'm a big fan of the movies, and I was someone recommended me to read the novels as well because they show and some key points which were not mentioned in the movies.
Okay, do you think that libraries will still exist in the future? Why or why not?
I think yes, it's because some people still prefer in these days with other technology. Some people still prefer to read books, and most of the things are not available in audio form. So people still use books to read and get their information from.
All right. So now the second assessed part of the test is a short talk. I will give you a card and you will have 1 minute to read it and think about what you want to say. You should talk about the points on the card. You cannot make any written notes. but you can ask me if there is anything you do not understand. You may keep the card until the end of the short talk. Here is your card. I'm just sending you your card in WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Have you received your speaking card?
No, not yet.
Okay, wait. You have now 1 minute to think about it, and after that, you will start speaking for 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, speak about it now.
Okay, so someone who just who was my friend, if he were to go to another country or move to another country, there are a few options to contact them, and I think the best option, in my opinion, is using a phone to call them. And but there are also other options such as writing emails and among many other options. But the reason I prefer calling the phone is because it's you can talk to them better in that way as you used to talk before. You can like feel emotions and stuff like that. But in writing letters to them, some people don't usually read the emails and stuff like that. So people find it quite difficult to communicate in that way. But with phone and call phones, it's better to communicate that way because they're used to talking to their friend. And then in some cases, people in other cases, some people actually prefer writing emails to their friend because they can't find the right time for both of them. If one is busy at that time, the other is free, and the one who is free at the other time they're busy. So it's quite hard to find the right time for both of them. So people prefer using text messages or writing emails for them. And some people also have the opinion that writing emails is quite hard for them because they don't have practice of writing emails to their friends to communicate with them.
Okay, you should give equal time to both aspects, as you can say you had to talk about like advantages and disadvantages of each option, and also say which option you would prefer and why. These are two aspects you need to cover, so you can spend equal time for both to give all aspects covered, let all aspects be covered. Okay, so now let's move to the third part. Thank you. So now let's move on to the third part of the test. Here is a discussion that will last for 3 to 4 minutes. Now I am going to ask you a few questions related to the topic you have just talked about. This part of the test will last approximately 3 minutes. Before we start, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Do you think that modern technology has improved the way we live?
Yes, definitely. Because with modern technology, it changes everything. The way we live, the way we communicate, the way we travel, and in every aspect, it's changed the way we live.
Okay. There is no need to teach children to write by hand anymore. What is your opinion?
I feel like there's a difference of opinion nowadays because writing is still important, even though there's technology nowadays. It's important in cases where sometimes you have to write emails for a job interview or among other things. So it's really important, even in these days with technologies, to learn how to write properly.
Oh, that's fine. Some people say that it is difficult to stay friends with someone who moves far away, to stay connected with friends with who moves far away. Do you agree?
Yes, I do actually agree because when you're in person, you get to meet them a lot, you get to hang out with them a lot, which makes the friendship stronger. But when they're far away from you, you cannot really meet them in person. So it's not that great as meeting them in person, even though you can talk to them and communicate with them.
All right. What is the best way to make new friends nowadays?
Mostly by social media, I would say these days, because there's a lot of people on social media these days. You can meet them, and even people from your own school or neighborhood who use social media. You can communicate that way and make new friends.
All right. Thank you. This is now the end of the test. You should try to speak more and more in discussion section, and you should give your arguments in an interesting way, and the examiner should be given an impression that you could even speak more. You should have interesting points, and this comes with continuous practice. So we'll try to conduct more and more speaking mock tests through past papers till your exams to give you better chance for more and more practice. Okay?
Okay.